Digimon was always a series I loved as a kid. Deep down, always loved Pokemon more, but Digimon was still pretty cool. Digimon World was a really cool game, especially the ones on the PS1. You had the first, second, and third game. I like the second and third one more. And then Digimon just kind of sprawled after that, had multiple games on different systems. It just kind of fell off, I feel like, at that point. Pokemon was just kind of taking its stride, and people really love Pokemon, so it was just overshadowed heavily by Pokemon. Well, Digimon did have fighting games. Matter of fact, the first game was introduced as Digimon Rumble Arena on the PS1. Then they got the second game on PS2, the Xbox, and the GameCube as Rumble Arena 2. They decided to make one more game years later on the PS3 and the 360 as Digimon All-Star Rumble. And it was just a huge gap in Digimon history in America. It was just kind of random. So, is this game at all worth your time to check out and play? Well, I'm here today to review Digimon All-Star Rumble for the Xbox 360. Digimon All-Star Rumble was developed by Prope and published by Bandai Namco, released in 2014. And Prope is basically a company that came from founder Yuji Naka, who was a main guy from the Sonic team. And I think a lot of people know what that is. Stuff like Sonic the Hedgehog, all the Sega Genesis stuff, as well as stuff like Nights into Dreams on the Sega Saturn. They made quite a bit of stuff that people know, but there was, I guess, issues going on, so he made his own company, Prope, and they made stuff that people might know, like Ivy the Kiwi on the Wii, Fishing Resort, and even Rodea the Sky Soldier. Digimon All-Star Rumble is a 3D fighting game, and I think it's a sequel to Rumble Arena 2, I'm not too sure, but basically you have a single player mode and a multiplayer mode, and in multiplayer mode you can play up to 4 players, and then single player mode you have a campaign that you play through. When you start playing the game on single player or multiplayer, you're given an option of different Digimon you can select. There's not too many choices, but you can get stuff like Agumon or Gamamon or Shoutmon or even Gilmon, so there's a few definitely memorable ones from the series. And in single player mode, you actually do have a story. It's with these lazy still cutscenes that don't really explain too much. You know, it's different for each Digimon. So basically, to put it in a nutshell though, it's similar to something like Tekken, where you have to battle all these different Digimon and become the best. That's pretty much the bottom line of the story there. The controls of this game are pretty simple though, for sure. It's kind of similar to stuff like Power Stone in the terms of the style of the game, but X is your light attack, B is your strong attack, Y is your ranged attack, A is to jump, RB is to guard, LB is your attack break, and then you have a taunt you can use with the right bumper, but it's useless, so you don't have to use it if you don't want to. Each battle starts you off with HP and MP, and those are very self-explanatory. HP is your health, MP is the amount you use when you use your range attacks, like your fireballs or whatever your Digimon's ability is. Like any other fighting game, there's multiple battle modes too in this game, which they only have 6. You got your time-based battle and your survival-based battle with stock. You even have a metal battle, a bomb battle, flag battle, and yeah, it's pretty standard stuff. I mean, you're mostly going to just be playing the stock, which is survival, or the time-based fights. Despite the small character selection in this game, you get these things called Digicards, and you can equip 2, like a physical and a defensive one. And it's kind of interesting. I mean, they have like special little effects that can help you in battle, and you get these through single player mode or from playing over and over in multiplayer. There's about 10 levels in this entire game, and all these themes are actually in single player too, so if you play multiplayer or single player, you'll be playing through these levels, and I mean, there's some variety. They've got like a little theme park level, forest, cave, factory, mountain, volcano. All the usual stuff is here. In single player mode, you go through this like action adventure style kind of thing. It doesn't last too long. You can like break boxes to get bits and stuff, and you can spend those on cards in the shop and collectibles. And basically, you just do some very, very light puzzle solving, and you get around, beat up some Digimon, find the boss Digimon, which is one of the characters you can select in multiplayer, and you'll just kind of duke it out, rinse and repeat. That's kind of how the whole single player is. There's some dialogue, but nothing too crazy here. I will say this, you move incredibly slow while doing all this. There's no run feature or nothing, and it makes it very, very slow and boring going through this. There are some items in battle that you can use. You can get some like bomb type of things and throw them at your enemy. They have timers and even like little shockwave kind of deals. And you can actually get health as well, which is a piece of meat, which is a normal trend in the old Digimon games. But in this game, it'll give you quite a bit of health, usually about half. The most fun part about the whole fight is there's a dial at the bottom left where your health and MP is. Once it's filled up all the way, you can hit LB and you can Digivolve. And when you Digivolve, you can just go around destroying your opponent and causing a lot of damage. Now, it is timed. You only have about 5 to 10 seconds or so until you go back to normal as a rookie, but you can do a super move sometimes, and it does some good damage. I'll be real though, I think you can deal more damage without even using it, because if you do use it, you end your Digivolution and you go back to normal. This game's biggest weakness though, overall, is definitely the controls. When you're playing this game, they are incredibly stiff. Like, whenever you're trying to hit something and you do an attack, you have to commit to that full animation until it's done. Then you can move or do whatever you're going to do. This is a big problem going against some of these enemies. Like the Shoutmon here, he's too powerful. Like, you just get completely fucked by him because you're so slow. And even single player mode, the last level, you have to go through a lot of waves of enemies and such, and it can be very frustrating because, man, unless you know the bad gimmicks of this game to kill them, you're going to have a terrible time because, man, you just are so underpowered because the controls suck. The only actual compliments about this game I can really give are the fact that this game runs at 60 FPS, which is kind of nice, and also the music is actually not too bad. It sounds like something from like Mega Man, like the Mega Man X games on PS2, and I kind of like it personally. It is subjective, but just wanted to throw that out there. Unfortunately, I just cannot recommend this game. This game's just not very fun. I mean, the controls are just really wreck this whole game apart. And when you get to playing it, it's fun to fuck around for maybe like 10 minutes or so, but then after that, the interest is gone and the joy is gone. This is only recommended for people who really like Digimon, and maybe you've got some friends over, y'all are having some beers or smoking some weed, whatever y'all do for fun. This is probably fun for maybe 15 to like 20 minutes, and that's about it. If you want to buy this game, it goes for roughly around $20 complete in box for both the PS3 and 360 versions, but yeah, it's not too bad, but I wouldn't pay money for that. Overall, I just think there's way better options out there to play that's not this, so I'd stay away, but play it only if you like Digimon. Thank you guys so much for giving the time to watch this video. If y'all enjoy this kind of content, make sure to give it a like. If you got something to say, leave a comment down below. And of course, if you want to see more content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks again everyone, take it easy.